Hello friends, I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How was your Monday? How was your day? I hope all is well with you. Start off this week, I just want to reiterate, say it 100 more times. Thank you so much for all the kind words and support last week. It meant a lot to me and my family, so I really do appreciate that. But today I want to talk to you about a medical topic that is currently sitting in the House of Delegates here in West Virginia, and that is medical marijuana. Yeah, we're going to talk about smoking the reefer, the ganj, the doob, the weed, the Mary Jane, the left-handed cigarettes. I don't know what we're talking about. Essentially, what has happened here in West Virginia is we've been trying for years to pass some sort of marijuana legalization bill, and it's just never gone anywhere. Well, this year the bill actually has traction, and it originated in the Senate. It went through all the normal committees there, all the rewrites, all that stuff, third reading, blah, 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 got passed to the House. So last week, the House of Representatives, there was a motion on the floor to fast track this bill. And what that means is it skips the normal committee procedures. Normally, it would go to the House Judiciary. After the House Judiciary had to look at it, they would send it to Finance. After Finance had to look at it, then it could go to the floor, and then they would go through the normal 3 readings, and then they would vote. Well, there was a motion made on Thursday to fast track this bill, and it passed. It was like 70-20 or something like that. It passed that procedure because the delegates that made the motion to fast track this bill knew that the bill would die in committee. The House leadership has made it abundantly clear that they have no intention of listening to the people and respecting our wishes as a state. And the delegates that are for this bill voted to fast track it so that it wouldn't die in committee. Essentially, if a bill goes to a committee and a committee can't make a determination on it, then it just dies. It never gets up to the House floor. The standard procedure for voting is it goes to the House floor. They have 3 readings, which is essentially, I don't know why they call it readings. I guess you're supposed to read it in between, but nobody ever does. It's really just 3. The first 2 times it goes to reading is for amendments and all that stuff, and then the third time is it accepted as written, and then we vote. So it went through last week, and then the Judiciary Committee asked for a stay on it until today to see if to give them the weekend, essentially, look the thing over and check out the wording and all that such things. Now, I emailed everybody who voted against fast tracking the bill last week and asked them to please consider voting yes for this bill. And the reason is not because I want to get high. It has absolutely nothing to do with that. In fact, I used to smoke a lot of marijuana. I did my fair share in the 90s when I was a teen, and I have no intention of smoking marijuana again. The last time I smoked marijuana was in 2001 after I got out of the Marine Corps, and I'm good with that. But my parents, both of my parents and my mother-in-law have conditions that are treatable with medical marijuana. My mother-in-law and my mother both have a condition known as fibromyalgia, which is basically unexplained pain that can be anywhere in the body, and it's really annoying to them. And cannabis has been shown as a very effective treatment for fibromyalgia. My father has Parkinson's. Cannabis has been shown as a very effective treatment for Parkinson's. All 3 of them have been told by doctors to leave the state. Go someplace where medical cannabis is legal, get a prescription, and try the drug. And they all 3 have said that they would. These are 3 people that I have known most of my life. And my parents especially were absolutely against marijuana. You know, they were of the generation that was scared by the propaganda that came out, and marijuana is going to make you kill people and all that hysteria, were absolutely against the use of marijuana. But these three people have learned over the years that this quote-unquote drug is completely harmless. Like, absolutely 100% harmless. I don't want to say that 100% harmless. It does hurt your lungs, and it you know, obviously you don't want to drive while you're using it or whatever, but compare it to other legal substances like alcohol and tobacco, it is not even remotely anywhere near as dangerous as those two substances are. And yet it sits at this Schedule 1 classification by the United States government, which means it's the worst drug on the planet, and it's a complete frickin' joke. And the whole population knows it. But we still stick to this conservative bullshit view that we're fighting the war on drugs by putting, cannabis users in jail. Meanwhile, in my state, because the doctors don't have access to those types of medications, they prescribe opiates. And now we have people dying of opiate abuse, and one of the worst, if not the worst, I haven't checked the stats recently, opiate abusing states in the country. And yet, I fully feel like this bill is going to die. I wrote to everybody who voted against fast-tracking the bill, asked them to consider, and I heard back from exactly one of them. They are cowards. They are scared. They are profiteering off of fighting this bullshit war on some harmless plant that they consider to be a morally substandard substance. And I just wanted to put myself on record telling them, fuck you. You're garbage. Please don't reapply for a future delegate seat. Because we're not going to vote for you. Kiss off. Thank you guys for being here. As always, I really do appreciate you. I hope that the rest of your week goes swimmingly. And I hope that wherever you are in the world, that you get some sort of satisfaction knowing that you made my last week tolerable. Yeah. Thank you for your comments, your likes, your subscriptions, and I will see you tomorrow.
Hey, Doc, wait! I want to ask you something.
Today's random fact comes from learner.org. How long does it take for a robin's egg to hatch? Mother robins may start incubating their eggs during the evening after the second egg is laid or after all the eggs are laid. They sit on the eggs for 12 to 14 days. The female usually does all of the incubating. Even in good weather, she rarely leaves her eggs for more than 5 to 10 minutes at a time. You didn't answer the question, but I'm going to assume 2 weeks.